What's going on, Savage here? I hope you're having a good day and I hope that Warzone has been treating you well. I know that season 6 has been a rough beginning for most of us. Usually when a new update comes out, it's always really hard to discover what the meta is and how to counteract it early on. Just give it a few weeks, we'll shake back in no time, we'll be back to winning like normal. But anyway, guys, before we dive into the video, subscribe to the channel, join the wolf pack today. Also, let's get this video to 700 likes. And again, as always, if you guys are tired of playing by yourself and you want to find some other teammates either with equal skill as you or maybe even better, make sure you join our Discord community. The link to that will be in the description below, as well as the comments. But in this video, we will be analyzing and breaking down another viewer submitted gameplay, and this gameplay will be covering duos match. Now, as you guys already know, I love covering teamwork. I love covering duos, trios, and quads. You have to use teamwork to out-rotate enemies and get gunfights going. I feel like there's a lot more to learn when it comes to team-based gameplay than there is solo. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive into the video.
Ever, I wanna slap the titties right off of you. I hate you, stupid little Tatiana.
In this gameplay, we'll be covering Glizzy, Blizzard, and Catfish Samurai.
Let's go, pop them up. Turn around.
And they're landing TV station. We already got good comms right off the bat. Pretty entertaining. I love his voice. He should try out for The Idol. Now, woo! Number one thing right there. I love the fact that your boy at least was near his teammate. However, when it's this early on, instead of him going for the res and instantly sliding to his boy's body, he should have rounded that corner, ready to fire. Unfortunately, our dude had an RPG, so he probably would have died regardless. But nonetheless, you always want to approach the fight looking for the enemy first, instead of just putting yourself out in the open and trying to stick the res.
What's up? You good?
All right, but there's no objectives over here, so we're going to stay away from objective-based gameplay, at least off the rip. So your main goal at this point is to go ahead and find money. Now, normally when it comes to looting areas, I prefer to go ahead and loot spots like little cluster together, smaller buildings, things like that, because when you loot a small building, you're guaranteed, one or two crates in that small building. Yeah. When you loot a massive area like this, you could have only 4 actual crates in this entire area. There is a possibility. It's not always probable, but there is a possibility. So I feel like personally, all the buildings right here, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buildings, I can loot that faster than all of TV station for sure, right? And I feel like that will also give you more money, better weapons, more boxes. Again, that's personal decision, but that is something that I highly recommend you guys do. That way you can get your loadout stash faster. Now, right now, you notice there's cluster strikes being launched somewhere near them, right? Not on them, but it's somewhere near them. Even though you're not in immediate danger, I would go ahead and pull up my big map just to find out where they're coming from and ping that area. Whether you want to choose to push that or not is up to you, but you would at least want to go ahead and ping that area. That way you kind of know somewhat of where the enemies are at. Not only that, but it'll show you where it's being called from, and also you can see where it's being shot at, so you can identify 2 different teams. All right, we went ahead and skipped into the future a little bit, right? I skipped 4 minutes of gameplay. So they were at TV station for a total of 5 minutes, and they did get their loadout. So that's awesome. But I do want to also point out the fact that I do prefer going for objectives off the rip. Search objectives are really hard to come by, but again, you can do flag objectives. You can do whatever you want, and it gets you money a little bit faster. Again, that's personal preference. There's 1,000 ways you can play this game. If this is what you choose to do, by all means, keep doing it. But just note to yourself, if you're trying to chase that 20 bomb, if you're trying to get that 30 bomb, wasting 5 minutes like we did here at TV station looting, slow looting, really isn't the play. But if your goal isn't to chase 20 and 30 kills, that's fine. If you just want to get the wins, again, keep doing what you're doing fine. I'm just pointing it out for those guys out there who are trying to increase their kill count and trying to improve their KD and trying to, beat their PRs. You want to stay away from ghetto looting as much as possible. And again, if you're new to my videos, ghetto looting is basically just looting a shit ton of buildings over a long period of time. But here we are finally leaving TV station and heading, I'm not sure exactly where they're heading. Now, no matter what you do, you always want to have a direction you want to go, right? You always want to mark a target. I love that you're doing that. You always want to mark a target. You always want to go to an area where you can get a few kills. Now, he pinged this area. That's awesome. I don't know if he's choosing to fight this or not. I, for one, will go to an area where there's more targets. We already know there's 2 targets here. There actually may be 3. I think there's 2 in this building according to the mini map. But not only that, not only the people here, but you can easily rotate here, right? But you do have a chance to get 3 or 4 kills in this area. If you do decide to push the guy you marked first, that's only 1 kill. And again, you have to walk all the way back over there. And by the time you come back, You're not going to have a radar. You're not going to know exactly where they're at. And these guys could be gone.
He's flying. He's landing. He just landed up top.
All right, the guy actually landed in, and he's pretty close. Now, that just kind of changes everything. I would go ahead and kill the people that are near you, right? One, easy kill. He doesn't have any weapons. Two, you've already looted the area. He can't really get much. He might get some scraps, but he's not going to be able to get much. So, you know, you can choose to push the majority of the people. That's fine. But if you want to go ahead and push this guy and get an easy kill, I also would recommend that. You can get this kill fast and then push over here. Again, just a recommendation. I'm not against that. Now you got two guys jumping out. Beautiful. I love it, brother.
Come on.
I love it, dude. Ooh, my man rocking the HDR and the kilo. I love it.
He's still up in that hole.
Now we're in a position here. You've already killed a teammate, right? So you know it's a 2v1v1 in that area because we did see 3 radar blips and you got one of the kills, right? So there's 2 solos in that spot. So since you have 2 people, I definitely would go ahead and push those 2 solos and then maybe work your way back here. Not to mention your boy that's right in front of you just got a most wanted bounty. So if you do leave this area and go chase down those 2 kills while you have the UAV up, while you know they're there, this guy will still be painted on the map because of the most wanted bounty. And then you can easily track him down, especially since he's not going to have, well, anything worth a damn. Now, normally I would say you guys shouldn't push separately, right? But I do like the fact that y'all are getting them at 2 different angles. So you're pushing in the building, coming in from the hard right side, and then your boy, I'm assuming, is sitting in the tower, just judged by the ping, right? So he's gonna have the high ground. He's gonna have visual on all this area. So the fact that even if you do get in a fight with him, if he does run away, he'll probably run towards your teammate, and it's a nice little pinch. Granted, if you don't feel confident fighting by yourself, guys, make sure you don't push by yourself. If you do feel confident, by all means, please go ahead and push them 1v1. You guys can handle yourselves if you just develop a little bit of confidence and a little bit of practice with your gunplay. All right, but now we're in a position where together you guys have $4,600. Your boy Blue definitely should have dropped his money at the buy station. That way he could get another UAV and get another idea of where the enemies are at. Again, if you can, try to avoid pushing in compounds blind. Of course, if you don't have money, by all means, just go in there and thug it out. But if you have the money, guys, don't go into a compound without any idea where the enemies are at, because you could get yourself pinched. You could put yourself between 2 different teams or 2 different enemies and theoretically screw yourselves over.
They might have rotated either to like downtown or over here, you know? See nothing, got nothing on beat.
Now, unfortunately, there are no objectives around you guys, which is very odd. Very odd. There's no objectives in the compound before you. There's no objectives where you're at. There's no objectives where you came from. There's no objectives over here. There's no objectives over here. This game lately has been really weird with how it spreads out its objectives. They look to be all clustered downtown. So it's very odd that there's not a single one over here. Granted, there probably was a search or something here, but then it got taken away because someone landed on it. But regardless, there should always probably be at least more than 2 or 3 here. That way you guys can have a purpose and something to go after. Now, when you're looking at this circle, I don't know where the big circle is yet. We haven't looked at the map. We haven't seen where the first circle rotated to. But when you look at this and you start talking about rotations, it's all completely up to you. I, for one, try to avoid downtown. However, I will go to this little area right here on the outskirts of downtown because you can usually get a good amount of kills there and you're not surrounded by skyscrapers. I try to avoid center of downtown because of all the tall buildings people sit on. The moment you go to push one, you get shot by the other. And it's just too long of a fight, wastes too much time, and the chance of getting third party is high. So I like the outskirts of downtown. You guys can definitely go there to fight, especially there's a chopper there. You guys grab the chopper and go after objectives, go after enemies, jump on them. You've got bounties, you've got the flag. Stadium's kind of a spot I try to avoid if I don't hot drop there, or if the end circle's not around that area, I try to avoid it. Granted, sometimes you can't help it, and that's fine, but because of all the different levels of stadium, the rooftop, the parking garage, and of course the middle of it, I try to avoid it because it's just a very, well, it's a ballsy place to go. The whole thing is a kill box in its own.
Yeah, we can get UAV.
All right, they went ahead and called up the UAV. I definitely would take advantage of that. However, look, he marked the one over here, but we got a buy station right next to us. I don't like using buy stations as a reference to where we're going to go. I don't want to leave the area we're at now that has a buy station just to push another area with another buy station if we don't know someone's over there, if it's not going to be a huge compound, because again, wasted time. Like, why would you walk all the way over there? We have no idea what's going on. Granted, I like it because there's people here in this compound. At least we think there's people here. We remember there's 2 people here, but he never said that. I don't think that's their intent. So again, if you want to push this compound, kill the people there, and then rotate to that buy station, I'm good with that. But in my head, go ahead and buy the UAV where you're at now, and then push this compound and get the remaining kills if they're even still there. I like the fact that he marked the money and dropped it off the roof. That way he could stay up here and keep Overwatch. All right, now be very careful because we don't know if people are here or not. We saw somebody here early on the UAV 3 minutes ago. He could still be here. The way people play this game right now, especially with the new update, with the sniper being broken and the shotgun still being broken, people still like to camp. So I'd be very careful pushing this building by myself. Granted, yes, you ran up through it on your own, but you don't know if they're going to be at the trailers behind you. You don't know if they're going to be at the bank behind you, and you don't know if they're inside this building. This is a very campy building, just like the bank is. Make sure you're pushing at least with your teammate, or be aware that there may be an enemy in here. Okay, well,
Of course.
don't be surprised, bro. I even knew you were in there somehow. Because of people like that, man. Like I said, people play scared in this game because they haven't developed confidence yet for whatever reason. And usually people lack confidence in this game because they play like that. You guys die over and over and over and over again sitting in a corner. Guess what? You're just going to keep doing it for whatever reason. Move around the map. Try to die as often as you can in gunfights while you actually have an option to outplay the enemy, instead of trapping yourself in a room, trapping yourself in a corner, and praying to God you can outshoot the enemy. Hold up.
Mark the target.
Just got out of red, bro. See him?
All right, we got a lot of helicopters flying around now. They were just shooting at one. There's 2 more behind them, and your teammate is engaged in combat with someone at the, what would you call that, storage units, I guess. Now, I love the fact that you're paying attention to your minimap. I know you're paying attention to your minimap because you saw the helicopter land here. Now, this is a very easy opportunity to get a pick because these guys don't know you're here, because these guys seem to be engaged in something else, right? Just wait for that perfect headshot, get the down, and bait the down, and then get the headshot on his teammate when he goes for the res. Beautiful. His teammate is straight bailed. No. All right. In that situation there, something that you could do, I don't know what kind of fight they were in. He may have just had to bail out because they're already getting shot by someone else, but the teammate could have gotten the chopper. He could have blocked his teammate from the sniper using the chopper. Then got the res off. Then they could have both jumped in the chopper and flew away. Guys, start using vehicles as cover, right? That's what they are. Vehicles are mobile cover. So go ahead and park the vehicle in front of your teammate so he can't get executed. Then you get the res up, and then voila, you're both okay, and you're flying off to camp wherever else you're going to camp at.
Right here, bro.
Boom.
Oh, dude's down.
I don't know what the enemy was doing in that fight. The enemy should have heard your gunshots, right? He should have known he was getting shot from a different target. The fact that he re-peeked 3 times was pretty ballsy and kind of not smart on his part, because he should have known he was going to get shot from the side. He should have known he was being shot at by the side, and the fact that he just put himself out there, you know, it resulted in his death. If you're in a position like that, well, first off, you should never be in a position where you trap yourself in a corner. Once again, here we are spectating another kill of an enemy trapping themselves in a corner. Guys, stay away from storage units, stay away from cubbies, stay away from rooms. You trap yourself in a corner and you force yourself in this position where you only have one way in and one way out. That is not a good play.
I'm going for Lodi. Hold on.
All right, but here we are still with $5,400. And he's going to go ahead and loot the body he got, which is definitely a great call, right? But again, remember, because those guys seem to be like they were in fight. I don't know if they were in a fight. Didn't seem like they were shooting their weapons or anything like that, or anyone else was shooting at them, but they definitely were posted up as if they were plating or whatever it was they were doing. So you got to be careful. And there is your boy right on the loot. I guess he came back from the gulag and landed on his shit. Now, moments like this is, again, the reason why I say put away your heartbeat sensor and rock the beautiful stun grenades. If you had a stun grenade, you could just stun that cluster of trees, and guess what? Get the hit marker and instantly push that dude with your kilo and get an easy kill. Stuns save my ass more than it screws me. In fact, it never screws me unless I stun myself, which at that point is my fault. Stun grenades are a huge tool. It's a huge necessity. It's slept on by many, many people. Guys, heartbeat sensors are not needed. I promise you. I used to live and breathe by the heartbeat. I put it away and my gameplay improved dramatically.
Target area is marked. Send it.
Not to mention, I don't like the idea of wasting, how much are cluster strikes? $3,500? $3,500 for one kill. It's a little crazy to me. Not to mention, look at your mini map. The blip shooter right here on your right hand side. So he's flanking you, right? He's gonna come up from your right hand side. You haven't seen him yet. There he is. Now you see him running out in the open. Easy, easy kill. Beautiful. All right.
TV? Oh, okay, okay. There's a guy over here. I'm gonna try and go top of red to get him.
All right, now we're in a position that I don't like to be in. If for whatever reason, and this shit happens all the time, if for whatever reason TV station decides to move towards you and these guys decide to move up to you, you put yourself in a position to get pinched. It might not happen, just depends on your lobby, depends on who you're going against. But in the higher tier lobbies, when people are playing aggressive, they're moving constantly, that's going to happen more times than none. So you got to be very careful in pinching yourself between two teams. The moment your teammate marked that area and said there's a guy here, I would have fallen back to the bottom of the ridge and worked that compound with my teammate instead of just leaving myself in this vulnerable position to be stuck between two different teams.
I see this guy right here on the car.
It's crazy to me how much health people have when they're downed. Jesus. A sniper shot at any part of your body when you're down should be an instant execute. They give down players way too much of an advantage. Way too much of an opportunity to get rezzed than they should.
Buy UAV. Drop your money there.
To be honest, both of you guys should buy UAVs. To be 100% honest. Y'all should go ahead and both buy UAVs. One of you call it in, the other one hold on to it until you need another one. Have UAVs coming in constantly. And again, when it comes to campers, guys, they may peek the window here and there. They may move eventually. But if you want to go ahead and get the kill fast, which you do, I would just go ahead and push him with your teammate. I like the fact that, you know, you went ahead and pushed up to the building. Blue has now gone to that tower twice to get a kill. It works. But again, kill him as fast as you can. Don't waste your time climbing a ladder. Put yourself in a vulnerable position to get sniped. Really don't like climbing that tower. Really don't. All right, went ahead and fast forward a little bit. We wasted about 5 minutes in that area. And we've finally moved up to this spot. And your boy using his pings. I love it. I know they've got comms together. For some reason, we can't hear catfish. I think it's just the way the microphone's set up with the game. But they definitely got comms. But not only do they have comms, but they're getting the ping, right?
Fuck. Damn.
Now look, when you get down by a sniper rifle, the last thing I'm gonna do is just sit there and self-res exactly where you got down. At least try crawling side to side, backwards, forwards. Try to get to some cover because the chance of getting sniped while you're self-resing is extremely high.
Try and get a little closer, right?
There we go, Glizzy. Push that bastard. I love it, dude.
Yeah, you can stay up there. I don't know where you killed him. Oh, right here. Hold on.
In positions like this, where you want to leave one of your teammates on the high ground, I like that. I'm fine with that. But this spot here is a little questionable because the high ground, you have very little visual in this area because of all these trees. You have all this tree cover. So the fact that Glizzy wanted you to stay on top normally is a good idea. You want to have your sniper rifle on the high ground. But again, because you have so much cover, it's going to be very hard for you to back up your boy, especially if he runs into another team as well.
You hit the res.
All right, so he called in the res and he got a UAV up. We know that because it said enemy UAV in the air, so I would go ahead and assume that that's exactly what happened. Now, you have his teammate coming back in from the gulag with a pistol.
Yeah, he's flying in right
so where do you guys think he's gonna land? He's gonna land on his loot. Duh, right? That's a given. He may land on the roof next to the loot if he gets close to the ground and sees you guys camping his body. He may land on the roof, but you definitely want to stay around that area because he's going to try to go for his loot or his teammates' loot. So just keep your eye on that. The last thing you want to do is allow him to land on his body, his dead body, grab his stuff, and then get, you know, a double kill on y'all.
Bullet.
Poor bastard, just running in circles, dude. Rip.
Regroup.
All right, so when you push these buildings, there's always going to be somebody here. The buy station on the edge of the zone, it's right next to the next zone. There's of course going to be somebody here. And again, you want to go ahead and put yourself in the position of the potential enemy. When you look at this building, you see the red zone is over here to the left. You see the new zones right here. Ask yourself, if I was in a position where I had to rotate in, where would I go? This is exactly a prime spot. There's rooftops, there's windows, there's buildings galore, there's a lot of cover, there's a buy station, there's money here. This is, of course, a spot where there's going to be an enemy team, so definitely don't be surprised if you see one here.
No, he's climbing.
And right there, climbing towers. And that's exactly the reason why I said I wasn't a fan of Glizzy climbing the tower, because you put yourself in a position to be easily shot out of the air, right? Time to kill in this game is so fast. It just does not benefit you.
I'm stuck on a wall, bro.
The hell?
Hey, self. No idea. Stuck on a fucking wall, dude. And then I didn't even get that kill, and you put one bullet into it. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm so dumb.
But in this position, of course, your loot's not there. You're going to have to go to the free loadout drop, and the free loadout drop is in a very bad area. It's in the open. It's far away. So in this position, your boy has got to make a decision. Does he want to land on you and rock a pistol, or does he want to stay in the air, kind of give you aerial call outs, which is what I would recommend. And then hopefully, if the area is cleared by the loadout, go for his stuff. That's what I would do. I would do option 2 instead of just landing on you and rocking a pistol. But look, you've got a great position, especially from the team to your right, dude. The circle, y'all have got circle favor. Everyone's got to come into you guys. Y'all have got this beautiful compound in front of you. 4 walls, a lot of protection, a lot of cover. I definitely love the spot you guys are in. Y'all got circle favor galore. Now, the team to your right, or the team now that's behind you, probably won't come your way. They probably will try to get safe. The team to your northwest, that's right here, is the one you should be worried about.
Target's marked.
This is Builder 2-0. Good copy. Cluster strike away.
Now, we've got somebody by the tree to his left that just peeked. I don't know if you saw him or not. There he is again. He spots and whips out the sniper. Now, I want you guys to see that right there, right? Look, let's rewind it just a couple seconds. He's staring right at us. He knows we're here. He's staring right at us. And it might not seem like a big deal to you guys, but look how far he is from the tree. If you want to peek the enemy, peek and then dip back to cover and then come up with the game plan. One, they have a hell of a ridge. There's no reason for him to be looking this direction anyway. He doesn't have a sniper because he has no glint, or he could have a VLK on it, but it's doubtful, right? He's got a huge ridge right here. He could just go ahead and dip down the ridge and get himself to, a different angle, get the safety, get safe, and then push the compound from that safety. Whatever the case may be is a way better option than what he's doing right now, which made it a very easy headshot for our boy. The next teammate doing the exact same thing. Instead of sitting by the rock and sniping at him, he left hard cover by a good 10 feet and stood out there to potentially be an easy headshot again. Granted, he got lucky that our boy didn't headshot him, but you don't ever want to put yourself in a position to where you don't have cover that you can just dive back behind. I hate the gas mask animation. I don't care what anybody says. That shit is stupid. All right, now let's look at the circle. Let's look at the situation. Let's try to see, what's going to happen. How is this going to play out? Unfortunately for all of you guys on the map right now, there's 6 teams left and 8 people total. So you're looking at 6 enemies and 5 teams. So you'll have a pretty good advantage because you have the full duo. The problem is all these compounds are going to be forced out of their compounds at the exact same time. Unfortunately for you guys, y'all will have to leave your compound first because your compound will be the first one to be closed out. By the time your compound's forced out, this little building right here will still be safe. And then a little bit of this area will be safe as well. But we're not going to talk about this area right now because it's not an immediate danger. So at this point, the goal is to either A, push this compound and hopefully kill the people here. That way you don't have to worry about them, outweighting you and shooting you when you're trying to get safe. Or B, waiting for the gas to come in, hopefully pushing these guys out just a little bit earlier than they should leave and then catching them in the open. So you have the 2 options there. The choice is yours. I personally would probably push the compound. That way I could take care of the fight and make it, an even 2v2, 2v1 fight, whatever the case may be. Just make it a fair fight instead of just who gets pushed out the circle first.
Yo,
True.
go get me an SMG from Lodi.
So I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of the fact that the teammate's asking you to go, get an SMG from the loadout. 1, because you just killed 2 people right here. You could use their SMGs. I'm sure one of them had one. 2, you guys need to be keeping your eye on the compound that we were just talking about instead of distracting yourself with the loadout drop. Whatever he got, I'm sure he grabbed this loadout. Otherwise, he wouldn't be asking you to get an SMG. Whatever he got, he should have got an SMG. He should have got some kind of weapon he could utilize in both situations. because basically what this is doing right here is putting you vulnerable because you're having to leave hard cover. There's a sniper out there. They're going to see you run into the loadout. They're going to be baiting the loadout. And also, you're not going to have any idea what the team to your north is doing at the compound. This may work out. You may end up winning the game. However, I'm still not a huge fan of this at all. He should just went in the gas for 2 seconds, grabbed the SMG right here on the edge, and came back in.
Ghost, get ghost. Alright, come on, come on, come on. To our right, to our right, this way.
Yeah, the fact that he's on heartbeat, that means he's really close, right? And I think it's a teammate from the guy you killed originally with the sniper that wasn't hugging the tree. He's right there. You see him in the open. He's right there. And again, another reason why I say put away the heartbeat, especially since your teammate has one, because he's calling out the exact same thing you're seeing right now, is because you're remaining focused on the heartbeat since you're not actually watching what's going on. And I see this guy right here clearly moving throughout the area.
Under the rocks, under the rocks. Oh, he's flying. He's flying.
Problem 2. We are now shooting at a guy in the air who is not an immediate threat at all, and we're doing it in the open. We're not sitting next to cover. We're not sitting next to nothing. Not to mention there's a guy across from us. Y'all don't know that because you didn't see that, but we saw it. We know there's a guy out there. I don't like the fact that you're taking shots at an enemy in game who's floating in the air, who's not shooting at you when you guys should be more concerned with what's around you. Again, just a recommendation. Try to focus on your immediate threat, not just trying to get a free easy kill, because a lot of times this will get you killed. Somehow, some way, the guy over there didn't shoot at y'all. I don't know what the hell's going on with this lobby right now, but they are not shooting at you guys at all.
Get to the new safe zone. Relocating. 5 remain. Stay alert. Heading out.
So we saw the sniper glint right in front of us, 26.
Moving. Never mind. Mark the target.
That guy's not even sprinting. He was just walking. Again, though, just in case, you want to at least glance to your left. Awesome. I love the fact you always want to keep your eye on the surroundings, even if you know where the enemy's at, because a lot of times they'll rotate while you're in the middle of another fight, and you won't even see them. Yeah, and I can't really give you guys any techniques for what the enemy was doing wrong there. But anyway, Catfish, thank you for letting me analyze your gameplay and break it down. You did really good overall. Your teammate did a little questionable things with climbing the tower and asking you to get an SMG for him. Normally that wouldn't be a bad idea, but because it was in game, because you could have been sniped, and I'm surprised you weren't, it was a very risky call. Also, shooting the guy that was in the sky in the middle of the open, also a very questionable call. Just wait for him to land and get the kill later. I know you guys want to increase your kills. That's awesome. But if you're going to take shots at someone flying in the air, or someone, you know, flying a helicopter in the air or driving by, make sure you're near cover, because you're going to be making a lot of noise. Because it's in game and everyone's going to be clustered together, it's going to make it a really easy opportunity for the enemy to get the kill on you. But I hope you learned something valuable in this video, and I hope your gameplay is improving. If it is, please leave a thumbs up on the video. And as always, subscribe to the channel, join the Wolfpack today. And lastly, don't forget to join our Discord if you're tired of playing with randoms. But y'all have a good one, and good luck in Warzone. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you check out one of my 2 favorite videos over here. And as always, subscribe by clicking the button right here. But y'all have a good one, and keep on improving.